I am Subbu R, Principal Accountant General, Audit 1, and it gives me immense pleasure to interact with you in this important occasion. I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my esteemed colleague, Sri Atul Prakash, Accountant General, Audit 2, who is present here. Along with him, group officers and senior officers from both Audit 1 and Audit 2 offices are also present here. As you are aware, early today, three reports of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India on the government of Odisha were laid in the Odisha Legislative Assembly by the Honorable Chief Minister, Sri Mohan Charan Maji. These three reports are Report number 1 of 2025 on the information technology audit of e-procurement system in the government of Odisha. Report number 2 of 2025 on complaints audit civil government of Odisha. Report number 4 of 2025 on the information technology audit of crime and criminal tracking network system in government of Odisha. I shall begin by sharing with you major findings from report number 2 of 2025. Following my briefing, my colleague Atul Prakash, AG Audit 2, will brief you on the highlights of the other two reports. Yeah, I'll be giving on complaint audit civil. I'll be proceeding right now. Magnetic. Complaints audit report civil for the period ended March 2023. Report number 2 of the year 2025 on government of Odisha. This report of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India is a compilation of matters arising out of the complaints audit of departments of Scheduled Tribe and Scheduled Caste Development, Minorities and Backward Class Welfare, Department of Housing and Urban Affairs, Urban Development, Department of Social Security and Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Department of Higher Education, Department of Information and Public Relations, Department of Revenue and Disaster Management, and Department of Skill Development with Technical Education for the period March 2023. The important findings in this report are summarized below. We had a subject-specific complaints audit on the ITDAs, the departmental execution of works and procurement of input materials by integrated tribal development agencies, also called ITDAs. These ITDAs, functioning under the administrative control of the Scheduled Tribe and Scheduled Caste Development, Backward Classes and Minorities Welfare Department, are responsible for the implementation of various welfare schemes towards integrated socio-economic development of ST population residing in the scheduled areas. 22 ITDAs were established in Odisha during the period 1979-80 to 22-23. A compliance audit of 11 sampled ITDAs covering the period from 2018-19 to 22-23 was conducted. The significant audit findings are as follows. Out of 1,709.47 crores available with the 11 sampled ITDAs during the period 2018-23, a sum of only rupees 1,190.44 crore, that's 70% only could be spent, indicating poor spending efficiency of the sampled ITDAs. This is shown in the paragraph number 2.1.7.1. And another paragraph is dealing with none of the sampled ITDAs had ever prepared annual accounts, though required under the provisions of Societies Registration Act 1860. Due to the non-preparation of accounts, matters pertaining to loss of wasteful expenditure as well as inefficiencies in expenditure could not be addressed. This is para number 2.1.7.2. The departmental execution of work should be carried out as per the provisions of OPWD code, where expenditure for departmental works should be incurred from the personal ledger accounts of ITDAs. not through the separate accounts opened in the name of junior engineers or assistant engineers. Contrary to this, all the payments for departmentally executed works were remitted to the bank accounts of JEs and AEs, which was a major failure of internal control. This is para number 2.1.8. The infrastructure development works were executed by JEs or AEs of the ITDAs, and they were paid towards cost of execution on the basis of running account bills raised and prepared by them as per the cost estimates, irrespective of the actual amount of expenditure. The amount was remitted to the bank accounts opened by in the name of JEs or AEs by the ITDAs. This arrangement was neither as per the exempt guidelines nor as per the instructions of the government. This is seen in para number 2.1.8. The junior engineers or assistant engineers had conducted personal transactions of rupees 148.75 crores from these bank accounts, like withdrawal of cash through ATMs, payments through checks, payment through POS, insurance premium payments, payments towards mobile phone recharges, and UPI transactions. These were indicative of suspended misappropriation of public money by the junior engineer or assistant engineer concerned. This is available in the para number 2.1.8.3. In 9 sampled ITDAs against the reported expenditure of 20.71 crores for 490 works, vouchers for an amount of 17.33 crores only were available in the case record files. That is, amount of expenditure was more than the value of vouchers by 3.38 crores. In 325 test check works, payment of 3.23 crores had been made towards goods and labor, for which invoices were not available in the running accounts bills. This is in para number 2.1.8.4. In case of 2476 invoices relating to 544 test check works involving payment of rupees 22.78 crore, irregularities such as dates of invoices around 384 were found, 169 invoices not mentioned, 21 duplicate invoices, 44 invoices raised by entities not registered under GST, 14 invoices raised by entities different from the entities to which the report GST registration number belonged to were noticed by audit. This is para 2.1.8.6. And cost estimates of 544 test check works had been prepared without conducting the site visit, preparing drawing and design and index maps. In absence of drawing and design or plan for the departmental works, the actual deviation from the original estimates, if any, remained unverifiable. This is para number 2.1.8.7. The Cooperation Department, Government of Odisha, has withdrawn in June 2005 the privileges granted to the cooperative societies such as Odisha Consumer Societies Federation Limited and Regional Cooperative Marketing Society to supply items to government offices due to the necessity of transparency and economy in public procurement. It was instructed that these societies had to compete with other suppliers in tender processes. Despite withdrawal of privileges granted to the cooperative societies, 10 sampled ITDAs procured input materials valuing 54.25 crores of the total value of procurement of 74.51 crores from these cooperative societies without tender. This is para 2.1.9.2. Further, the cooperative societies had not actually sourced the input materials from their members, that in turn these purchase orders to private sector vendors on nomination basis without following any tender procedure. The price of the items offered by cooperative societies were simply accepted and paid by the ITDAs. Para 2.1.9.2. No attempts have been made to empanel a pool of suppliers for the input materials or to discover a fair market price by conducting any formal market surveys or by obtaining periodic price quotations or by examining the price list published by public sector entities. The details can be available in the para number 2.1.9.2. The project administrator ITDA Paralakamudi Paralakamudi, overstepping his authority, had procured musical instruments and costumes worth 3.74 crores against the administrative approval of 73.6 lakh only.
Musical instrument.
Yes, musical instruments and costumes. The value of procurement included items worth 2.09 crore purchased through two repeated orders without inviting fresh tenders, which is irregular. Details are available in 2.1.10.1. Moving to another department, the augmentation of water supply in urban areas in state which are under Amrut and Basudha schemes. The complaints audit of augmentation of water supply in urban areas in the state, which are Amrut and Basudha, was conducted during financial year from 2018-19 to 2022-23. Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation, Amrut, was launched by Government of India in the month June 2015, and Bakshi Jagabandhu assured drinking water to all habitations. Vasudha was launched by Government of Odisha in March 2018. Audit test checked 120 water supply works in six sample divisions. The significant audit observations are as follows. During the period from 2018-19 to 2022-23, a sum of 3,279.59 crores was available for implementation of Amrut and Basudha, out of which 2,808.27 crore, that is 86% has been utilized. This is in para number 2.3.41. The Odisha State Urban Water Supply Policy, which is OSU WSP 2013, had emphasized on collection of at least 90% of the current water charges. In the six sample divisions, the percentage of collection of water charges ranged from 24.79 to 76.91% only. As a result, the outstanding dues towards water charges stood as high as 60 crores as of March 2023. This is para 2.3.4.3. During the period 2018 to 23, 236 projects had been taken up in the six sample divisions. Of these, 161 projects has been completed. Works in 23 projects were in progress, and work in other 52 projects had not been commenced as of September 23. The reasons for non-completion of the works were delay in execution of work by the contractors, land acquisition issues, delay in finalization of drawings and designs of the work. This is para 2.3.6. Odisha Urban Water Supply Policy 2013 aimed to provide 135 liters per capita per day, that is LPCD water, with 10% quality of physical, chemical and bacteriological tests at test treatment plants, distribution points and consumer ends by the end of year 2019. However, the actual quantity of water supplied ranged between 47 and 132 LPCD in 4 out of the 6 sample public health divisions. At the state level water testing laboratory, 53,524 tests were conducted during 2018 to 23 against a stipulated target of 75,600 tests, registering a shortfall of 22,076 tests, that is only 29%. Besides, in 3 out of the 6 sample divisions, water testing labs had not been established as of September 23. This is para 2.3.7. As per the water quality testing report relating to 1905 locations of 3 sample divisions, 16 characteristics of water quality, that is color, turbidity, total hardness, total coliform, E. coli, etc., were beyond the acceptable limit. This is para 2.3.8. In a renovated water treatment plan, supply of water to Burla Township, constructed at a cost of 9.79 crore. The old clarifier had not been dismantled, due to which purified water from the new clarifier was getting mixed with the sludge in the old clarifier, making the water turbid, which was being supplied to the consumers, rendering the newly installed water treatment plant unfruitful. This is in para number 2.3.9. Solar powered water supply project installed in February 2020 at 26 locations under the Water Corporation of Odisha, is Wadco Division, Berhampur, after incurring expenditure of 1.74 crore, were found to be deficient due to lack of repair and maintenance. This is para 2.3.9. Wadco took up between October 2022 to July 2022 metering project at a cost of 213 crore where meters were to be installed between March 2023 and July 2023 against installation of 7,34,528 water meters. Only 5,45,138, that's roughly around 75% meters were supplied, with a delay ranging from 1 to 23 months as of August 2023. In 16 water supply works under the 5 sample divisions, liquidated damages amounting to 11.07 crores had not been imposed on the contractors for delay of completion of works in violation of OPWD code. This is para number 2.3.14.1. And other complaints audit observations are about the management of privately run special schools in Odisha. A complaints audit covering 65 special schools, all run by NGOs, functioning in the 8 sample districts were conducted, covering the period of 2018 to 2023 to assess the maintenance of standards of the schools. The significant audit observations are as follows. The sample district, 23 out of the 65 sample school, that is 35%, were functioning without registration as required under the Right of Persons with Disabilities Act. This is para 2.5.2. Basic minimum function facilities in schools like classrooms, hygienic toilets, residential hostel accommodation, ramps, kitchen, dining space, purified drinking water, etc. were not available in 8 to 53 sample special schools. A shortfall in aids and supplies like hearing aids, braille books, teaching and learning aids at sample schools range from 30 to 72%. This is para 2.5.4. Basic amenities like cots, mattresses, bed linens, blankets, mosquito nets, etc. were not adequately available in hostels. The shortfall ranged between 8 to 43%. This is para 2.5.4.1. And shortfalls in availability of teaching, skill development, and non-teaching staff. The sample schools were 36, 53, and 37% respectively, indicating inadequate teaching and care given to the students at the sample special schools. This is para 2.5.5. Inspection and monitoring mechanism of the SSD department was inadequate, which resulted in various shortcomings in terms of inadequate or dilapidated hostel buildings, lack of classrooms, congested living space, unhygienic toilets, lack of drinking water, etc. This is para 2.5.6. Another is about implementation of Rashtriya Uchata Shiksha Abhiyan in the state. In the state, 158 education institution has received rupees 699.94 crores under Rashtriya Uchata Shiksha Abhiyan, which is also called RUSA, against which utilization was only 562.86 crores as of March 2023. Audit test checked the records pertaining to 2017-18 to 22-23 of 12 out of the 158 education institutions. The significant audit observations are as follows. Out of the 6 model degrees colleges, MDC sanctioned for establishment in the state under RUSA, 5 model degree colleges constructed at a cost of 32.03 crore were abandoned and eventually utilized as skill development centers due to selection of unsuitable locations. The other model degree colleges constructed at Semiliguda at the cost of 8.71 crores was also abandoned, as the site of the model degree college was acquired for construction of national highway. This is para 2.6.2.1. Establishment of a cluster university at Berhampur under RUSA had to be abandoned midway after incurring expenditure of 11.30 crore due to the conflict between the lead and the participating colleges due to absence of an appropriate governance structure for smooth functioning. This is in para 2.6.3.1. After the 4 crore received by Utkal University for establishment of a centralized information and communication technology lab, a sum of 1.83 crore was utilized for procurement of 141 desktops, 88 laptops, and other accessories, which were eventually distributed among the teaching staff as well as utilized for administrative works. This is para 2.6.4.2. Utkal University established Rural Technology Park at Chandikol in July 2021 at a cost of 5.75 crore. However, the same was lying idle due to failure in making provisions for drawing electricity supply as of April 2024. This is para 2.6.4.2. Biju Patnaik University of Technology procured 180 desktop computers in November 2016 for its central library at a cost of 97.115 lakh. However, 65 desktops were issued to its different academic departments, administrative sections, and the remaining 115 were kept idle for more than 6 years as of March 2023. This is para number 2.6.4.3. Irregularities in the rubber plantation in Integrated Tribal Development Agency, Kaptipada. The Integrated Tribal Development Agency, Kaptipada, due to suspected misappropriation of funds meant for maintenance of rubber plantations, plantations over 179.43 acres were rendered unsuccessful, resulting in wasteful expenditure of rupees 1.93 crore incurred on raising the plantations. Besides, due to non-establishment of group processing centers, latex from 4 plantations raised at the cost of 17.71 crore could not be collected for rubber processing, thereby depriving the beneficiaries of anticipated earnings. This is in para number 2.2. A loss of rupees 6.44 crore to the Cuttack Development Authority. Cuttack Development Authority, while giving consent of sub-lease of an allotted plot, had not imposed a condition for depositing 50% of the amount gained by the sublease. Let's see. In line with conditions of allotment of plots, which resulted in a loss of 6.44 crores. Para number 2.4. And delay in adoption of CBC rate led to excess expenditure of 12.11 crores. Despite provisions of the advertisement policy in 1998 of the Information and Public Relations Department to adopt the rate of advertisement of the Central Bureau of Communication, formerly DAVP, the department paid advertisement bills to the private television channels at negotiated rates, which were higher than the rates of CBC. Such deviations from its own policy resulted in excess expenditure of rupees 12.11 crore. This is available in para number 2.7. Non-utilization of the stamp duty and registration fee of rupees 83.88 crores. The registration authorities had not followed the provisions of the Indian Stamp Act 1899 correctly while assessing the impossible amount of stamp duty and registration fee. As a result, there was a loss of revenue to the government amounting to 83.88 crore rupees. This is in para number 2.9. Non-realization of the government revenue of 22.99 crores due to failure in disposal of cases of lease of land. Land lease cases instituted between 1992 and 1997 for lease of land to the Mahanadi Coal Field Limited has not been finalized as of March 23 due to the lackadaisical approach of the revenue authorities. Consequently, government revenue of 22.99 crores remained unrealized. This is available in the para number 2.10. Excess payment of compensation due to erroneous computation of market value of land. In determination of the market value of the land slated for acquisition, the revenue authorities of Puri district erroneously computed the market value, resulting in excessive award of compensation by 16.68 crores. These are some of the highlights from the report number 2 of 2025, Compliance Audit Civil. So the other 2 reports will be presented by my colleague, Mr. Atul Prakash, and I'll hand over the mic to him.